Please be advised this podcast features AI cloned voices created with human oversight. All content is reviewed by experts for accuracy and relevance. Welcome back to the IADS Retail Park. Or if you're tuning in for the first time, we're glad you found us. I'm Maya, and today I've got Dr. Christopher Nee in the studio to unpack something that's touching every part of retail life, from the checkout to the boardroom.
Hey Maya, always great to be here. And honestly, I can't think of a bigger retail conversation right now than what's happening in the world of digital payments. It's a topic that sounds technical, but it's really about how all of us shop, pay, and build loyalty with our favorite stores.
Before we begin, an important note: today's discussion draws from research conducted in 2021. While the fundamental principles we'll discuss remain relevant, some specific details may have evolved. You know, Christopher, if you'd have told me even 5 years ago that people would walk out of the house without any cash at all, including me, by the way, I'd have said you were dreaming. But things have changed fast. Now, I get nervous if my phone battery is low, because that's my wallet.
Just think about how many places now actually prefer you don't use cash, sometimes even refuse it. And it's not just the high-end boutiques or tech stores, we're talking street vendors and food trucks too. In Kenya, for example, practically everyone uses M-Pesa on their phones for payments. And in China, there are whole neighborhoods where it's all about QR code scans. Even the local noodle guy isn't making change anymore.
That's such a vivid image, and it highlights how cash is losing ground, sometimes faster than we realize. But it's not the same story everywhere, is it?
Not at all. There are definitely spots like India or Japan where cash still has a deep grip, often because of trust issues or simple habit, but the general direction is clear. I saw a PwC report that predicts by 2030 cashless transactions could easily double or triple, with Asia Pacific leading the way. So, whether you're in Stockholm or Singapore, the push is on for a cashless world.
So here's the big question: why are digital payments such a game changer for department stores and not just, say, for the convenience of shoppers?
That's the beauty of it. Digital payments aren't just about speed or, hey, I forgot my wallet. They're the backbone of what people are calling unified commerce. And before listeners' eyes glaze over at that buzzword, what it means is you create a shopping experience where every channel, your website, your app, your physical store, they all talk to each other. Payments are the magic thread tying it together.
So you're saying when I see a jacket online, try it on in the store, and then buy it later through my phone while having coffee across town, my payment info, loyalty points, and receipts are all there no matter where I interacted?
Yes, that's right. Well, that's the idea at least. When payments are unified, it's not only more seamless for the customer, but the retailer suddenly gets this single crystal clear view of inventory, preferences, and buying habits. It's a gold mine for understanding what people actually want and for making sure stock and service are always aligned.
Christopher, talk to me about the tech. I mean, are we talking about those old swipe machines, or is there really a whole new world out there?
Oh, it's a different universe from the old swipe and sign days. Next level payment terminals can feel a lot like using an Android phone. Swipe, tap, and even enter your PIN right on the screen. But the really cool part is what's happening with tap on phone tech. Imagine a sales associate walking around with just a smartphone, and that's all they need to take your payment. NFC, near field communication, is allowing a regular phone to read your card or smartwatch, and soon you won't even need to queue at the cashier.
That sounds like a dream for people who hate lines, which I think is all of us.
Exactly. Plus, platforms like Adyen and Worldline make it easy for department stores to plug in all these different payment types, both in store and online. It's wild when you think about it. These back end systems are working overtime so you can just tap and go, whether you're at a flagship store or shopping in your pajamas.
Let's get into the heart of why this matters beyond just slick tech. How do digital payments actually build loyalty? And is it more than just points and coupons?
That's a fantastic question because honestly, this is where it gets interesting. When digital payments are connected across all touch points, every time you buy something, you leave a little trail of data. Retailers use that to understand your style, your timing, even your preferred way of being contacted. So instead of getting 20% off messages for stuff you never buy, you get offers and experiences that actually feel personal.
I love that you brought this up. It's the difference between a generic dear customer and a hey Maya, those shoes you liked last week are now in your size. That's the kind of relationship customers remember.
Right, and it's not just about marketing. When the system recognizes your card or phone, it can instantly apply loyalty perks, upsell items you might be interested in, or streamline returns, all without you digging up old receipts. It's like the store knows you, but in a way that feels convenient and tailored, not creepy.
All right, let's flip to the other side. This all sounds exciting, but it's not just sunshine and QR codes. There are risks and headaches too, right?
Oh, for sure. Once you go digital, you're handling a mountain of sensitive data: credit cards, addresses, the works. That's why robust security matters, like using tokenization to keep personal info safe, or setting up solid APIs so the payment info never slips through the cracks.
And I'd imagine regulations are getting stricter as more people notice the risks.
You're spot on. Privacy rules, anti money laundering checks, even cross border transaction laws, all of it is only going to get more complex. Retailers have to be proactive, not just compliant, and that means investing in cybersecurity and staying on top of evolving regulations, even if it's a headache at times.
Let's ground this with a real story. Do you have a favorite case of a department store getting this right?
BHG Singapore really stands out. They teamed up with Adyen to create a system where shoppers can pay via Pay by Link. Literally an SMS link you tap, pay, and get your goods shipped. But what's even cooler is how they've unified everything behind the scenes so inventory, checkout, and loyalty work in tandem. When you shop online and walk into the store, they know who you are, recognize your payment method, and can offer you the same perks and upsells as they would online. The best part is how smooth it feels for the customer. It just works.
That really brings to life what's possible when you knock down the silos between online, in store, and back office. Before we wrap up, if you had to give department store leaders some real, honest advice as they stare down this digital payments revolution, what would you say?
Here's my take: don't try to patch your old systems forever. Invest in unified, secure payment infrastructure that ties all your channels together. Use your payment data to shape the experience, not just the transaction. Get ahead of compliance. Don't wait for fines or breaches to make a change. And finally, keep your mind open as new innovations come along. Whether it's account to account payments, buy now, pay later, or whatever crazy idea comes next.
That's such a practical map for moving forward, Christopher. The retailers who lean in and get ahead of this curve are the ones who will not only survive, but actually thrive. Christopher, I really enjoyed the way you broke all this down. You made what could be a wonky topic feel practical, maybe even a little exciting.
Thanks, Maya. I always love these conversations. If today's chat gets even one retailer to rethink how they approach payments, I'll call that a win.
And thanks to all of you for joining us on the IADS Retail Park. If you're hungry for more insights and stories from the retail frontline, follow us on LinkedIn, check out our Substack, and of course, don't be a stranger on the podcast feed. Until next time, keep exploring, keep evolving, and don't be afraid to rethink the way you do business.